Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You know, songwriting is one of these things that I talk to with all of my students, whether they're beginner, intermediate, or advanced players. And one thing is in common, they all want to know how to get started. So today in this video, I want to show you guys a simple way that you can get started with songwriting using just open chords that you play all the time and even throwing in the capo. So what I'm going to teach you guys is the key is C major using the Nashville number system. And all that means is that we're going to take the chords in the key of C and we're going to use them as numbers. You're going to try to memorize the numbers as they relate to each chord. And I'll explain that in a little bit. Once you learn how to do this, you can start to mix these chords kind of in any order, and then you can begin to start writing songs and just creating melodies and even just little chord progressions to practice soloing over. You know, once I learned this concept, I just never ran out of things to do. And I always was one of those players that I like to just create my own thing. Sometimes I didn't want to always learn someone else's song. So anyway, let's dive into this. There's going to be a free PDF to download that's going to give you guys a nice little reference chart for this. If you get some value out of this video, please like and subscribe. Help me continue to grow this channel and put out more content like this. And comment below if you like this video. Let's dig into it. So the first thing we're going to start with is just what is the key of C major? The key of C major is the notes C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. And we take those 7 notes, and each of those notes is able to be converted into chords. And there's a specific formula for this, but I'm not going to dive into all the theory on this video, but I'm going to tell you guys what the chords are. The chords in C are C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, and B diminished. And all we're going to do with this is we're going to learn how to look at those chord shapes and tie the number system into it. And all that means is that there's 7 chords in the key. We're going to have 7 numbers, 1 through 7. In music theory, they use Roman numerals to represent chords. And the reason they do this is because with Roman numerals, we can use uppercase Roman numerals and lowercase Roman numerals. Now, uppercase Roman numerals are going to represent major chords. Lowercase Roman numerals are going to represent minor chords. In the key of C major, our major chords are the 1, the 4, and the 5 chords. So that's C, F, and G. And the minor chords are the 2, 3, and 6 chords, and that is D minor, E minor, and A minor. Okay? The B diminished we're going to leave out. Why? Because a B diminished chord is just kind of a tense sounding chord. So when I play that chord, it's very tense. You're not going to hear that in a lot of pop music. So the way I like to explain it to my students is that we really have 6 usable chords in any major key, really. So we're going to play chords 1 to 6, and we're going to leave out the 7th chord. So what does that sound like? If we play it on guitar, we'll have C major as the 1 chord, D minor as the 2 chord, E minor as the 3 chord, F major as the 4 chord. Now you can play that F any way you want. I'm doing the bar chord here, but you could do kind of the partial F chord, and I'll put a little chart like that. So that's going to be your 4 chord. Then we're going to have the 5 chord, G major, the 6 chord, A minor, and that wraps it up, 1 through 6. So if we looked at those with Roman numerals, our 1, 4, and 5 would be written with uppercase Roman numerals, 1, 4, and 5. If we look at the minor chords, the 2, 3, and the 6, they would be written with lowercase Roman numerals. Now the cool thing about C major is that we can play almost that entire key without using any bar chords. So that really helps you out if you're a beginner and you're trying to get into songwriting, because you don't have to use that many bar chords. And you can also use that little cheat F, which, to be honest with you, I gotta mention this, it's not really a cheat F. That is a full F chord. Even if you don't play it with the bar, you're still playing all the notes of the F major. The F major chord only has 3 notes. It's got an F, A, and C in it. And again, I don't want to get into the theory, but as long as you're playing those 3 notes, F, A, and C, you're playing an F chord. So even if I just played these 3 notes on the D, G, and B string, that's an F chord. So when you play that little cheat F chord, you're not really cheating. You're still playing an F chord. So with that little bit of information, you literally have enough theory to play and write hundreds or thousands of songs. I mean, there are tons of songs that are written with these chords. The more that you learn guitar, the more you're going to see all the songs use the same chords. It's just the rhythm that usually changes things up and makes stuff sound different. But I'll come back to that in a little bit. So before I go any further, why is the number system important? The number system is important because numbers are consistent across keys. So it doesn't matter what key I'm in, the 1 chord is major, the 4 chord is major, and the 5 chord is major. Even though in different keys, those major chords are going to change, meaning like the 1 chord of C major is C, the 1 chord of A major would be A major, right? And so forth. So if I use the numbers and I know where our 1 is, in this case, our C chord, our C shape is the 1. If I can memorize that, that's always a 1, no matter what key I'm playing in, as long as my ring finger is on the root note. So say I wrote a chord progression and it went C, A minor, F, and G, right? That would be a 1, 6, 4, 5. Now if I wanted to change keys, I could just put my capo on and literally play those same exact chords, but I would now be in a different key. But if I know that's a 1, it doesn't really matter. I'm playing that C shape. That C shape is going to give me the 1. The A minor is going to give me the 6. The F shape is going to give me the 4, and the G is going to give me the 5. Now, the chart that I'm going to give you guys is a little capo transposition chart, and it's going to show you, if you learn this key of C major, it'll show you what the key translates to no matter where you put the capo on the fretboard. And that could help you if you just want to write down the chords later on and you want to try to practice doing it with your bar chords or something. Anyway, let's keep going. We're going to write a simple chord progression using a super common chord progression. The 1, 5, 6, 4 is used in literally probably millions of pop songs. And it would sound like this on guitar. It would go 1, C, 5, G, 6, A minor, 4, F. I'm sure you've heard something like this at some point in your life. And if not, if you just type into Google 1, 5, 6, 4, you're going to find a ton of songs that use that chord progression. Now, say we mixed it up a little bit and we did something where like our verse was 1, 5, 6, 4, and then our chorus went 4, 5, 1, right? So it would go F, G, C. It'd sound like this. G, C. That could be like your chorus. F, G, C. With numbers, 4, 5, 1. Let's say we put that all together. We'd have this. 1, 5, 6, 4. 1, 5, 6, 4. Then the chorus we go 4, 5, 1. So that could be a simple song to get started with. Now, what if we change the rhythm a little bit and instead of me just strumming, I like pick through the chords a little bit? I could get something like this. 1, 5, 6, 4. Repeat that. Then chorus. That sounds super cool, and all I did was just mix up the rhythm, and instead of strumming, I kind of arpeggiated through the chords. Now, how would you do something like that? Well, you practice a little bit of picking patterns. I like to do things where whatever the strum was, I try to pick that. Meaning, like, if my strum is down, down, up, down, up, I would try to pick in that rhythm. And I would try to work on my right hand here and get a pattern that kind of fits that. And doing little things like that will actually improve your picking, and it'll help you just come up with more creative kind of ideas rhythmically that you can do on guitar instead of always strumming all the time. But don't worry, strumming's perfectly fine too. Now another thing you could do is just simply like downstrums, right? So say I just went, we'll change the progression a little bit. So a cool thing about this is you don't have to always start on the 1. You can start on any chord within this number system. You could start on the 2, you could start on the 3, the 4, the 5, or the 6. It doesn't matter. For this chord progression, we'll start on the 6. We'll go 6, 4, 1, 5, right? So that's going to be A minor, F, C, and G. And for another rhythm thing, I'll just do all downs. So it would be something like this. 6, 4, 1, 5, 6, 4, 1, 5. Let's do another one. Let's say we go 1, 4, 6, 5, right? So we'll go 1, 4, 6, 5, 1, 4, 6, 5. And I'll just do one more of these, and I'll just kind of mix it up each time. So one with the strumming, then one with the picking. So let's do that again. So we got 1, 4, right, so that just shows you there's a lot of things you can switch up to just become more kind of dynamic with what you're doing. And I'll tell you, now if I take the capo and say I can throw the capo on the 3rd fret, this kind of can switch up everything because you can play the same kind of chord progressions and you get a different vibe because you're in a different key. So let's just say I do that again and I go 1, 4, 6, 5, right? So 1, 4, 6, 5. Okay, and now again, if I just played straight through the chords and I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I would be playing all the chords now in the key of E flat. And that capo transposition chart will show you that if you put your capo on the 3rd fret and you play the C, the chords from the key of C, the shapes that are from the key of C, it's going to translate into the key of E flat Does it automatically. I always tell everybody it's a magic trick. Your guitar does this automatically when you put the capo on, whether you know the notes or not. And that is a huge benefit to us. So anyway, I love this idea because I would just sit around and play all kinds of random things when I learned this concept. And it just opened up the fretboard for me, because the more that I played, the more interested I got in the things about guitar and wanted to learn more of the theory side of it. And this is a good time for me to mention that if you haven't checked out yet, I sell guitar flashcards. You can get them either from my website or Amazon. Check the links in the description if you're interested. They help you memorize the notes on the fretboard, chord formulas, scale formulas, and all kinds of music theory stuff. So the main takeaway on this is for you to memorize the chords in C, C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, and to tie numbers to them. So when I play a C, I'm thinking that's the 1. F is 4. A minor is 6. E minor is 3. D minor is 2. Right? When I play these shapes, I know in my head what the number is. And that helps me if I want to change key. Guys, I hope you really enjoyed this lesson. I'm going to leave it there. Try to write something. If you can, upload a video of you playing it. Let me know if you like this. Go and download the PDF from my website. It's absolutely free. All I ask you to do is like and subscribe to this video and this channel. Thank you guys, and God bless.